Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the Carolina Panthers versus Atlanta Falcons Week 17 matchup based on analytics. Each week, I like to collect all of the current 2017 NFL team data in order to analyze and project potential NFL performance. And since it's a weekly collection, there's always going to be some variation between various variables. However, there's always going to be little nuggets of truth that could become bigger nuggets of truth as the season continues. So stick around as I analyze each week's matchups based on analytics. And if you are new to the channel, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So, starting with this matchup between the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons. When you look at the NFL stat basic comparison data, and basic comparison data deals with the basics. It's talking about how well the offense is doing, defense, and special teams is doing based on overall sort of team-based statistics since the 1998 NFL season. And based on all this information, the Panthers are actually favored in this game. Now, they're not favored by a gigantic margin, but the Panthers overall just kind of come out a little bit more on top compared to what the Falcons are doing when it comes to their data. So let's get into some reasons as to why this is. So first off, I will say this. The Falcons do have the better offense. The Falcons have a better offensive score percentage. They have a better sack percentage. Whereas the Panthers have a slightly better turnover percentage. So basically, the Panthers don't turn the football over as much as the Falcons do, but very slightly. So the Falcons definitely do have a better offense. But defensively speaking, the Panthers have a much better defense. They have better defensive offensive score percentage, which is the ability to prevent points. The Panthers have a better turnover ratio, better interception percentage, and especially a much better sack percentage. So the Panthers are just able to kind of sack the quarterback at a much higher rate compared to what the Falcons have been able to do this year. So in many ways, the Falcons have a better offense, and the Panthers have a better defense. Then when you get to special teams data, the Panthers have a better punt return yardage. Better kick return yardage also goes to the Panthers. Defensive punt return yardage and defensive kick return yardage goes to the Panthers. Field goal percentage goes to the Panthers as well. And then, of course, extra point percentage goes to the Falcons. And then punting average goes to the Panthers. In terms of who has the better special teams, it's the Panthers. By far the most important data point or variable when it comes to predicting wins with special teams data is field goal percentage. And the Panthers have it where it counts when it comes to that particular data point. So overall, the Panthers have a better defense, better special teams, and the Falcons have a better offense. Now, the Panthers have a fairly above average offense, but it's not quite the same as the Falcons. But because the Panthers have a very above average offense, they have a better defense, and they have better special teams. All those things are why they're kind of factored in to win this particular football game based on data. But it would not surprise me with how prolific the Falcons offense is that this game could really go either way. So that's just another sort of thing to kind of point out that this is not exactly a slam dunk win for either one of these teams based on the data that is available. Now when you get into some other sort of data points, so now we're getting into some completion percentage data or other sort of down and distance data between the Falcons offense and Panthers defense. And in this particular area, the Falcons are favored on first, second, and third down. So definitely more so favors the Falcons here when it comes to that particular data point. And then, of course, we look at the Panthers offense versus Falcons defense, where the Panthers are favored on first and second down when it comes to this particular data point. Then we get to rushing downs. This is the Falcons rushing offense versus Panthers rushing defense, where the Falcons are favored in terms of first, second, and third down. So again, all those areas kind of factor in for them as well. And of course, we get to the Panthers offense versus Falcons defense when it comes to rushing downs, where the Panthers are favored on first, second, and third down as well. So The Falcons offense, I think, will have success rushing the football, and the Panthers offense should also have success rushing the football in this particular game when it comes to generating first downs. Then, of course, we get to passing downs. This is the Falcons passing offense versus Panthers passing defense, where the Falcons are favored on first and third down. So definitely kind of favors the Falcons here based on the overall data. Then, of course, you get to the Panthers offense versus Falcons defense, where the Falcons are favored on first and third down when it comes to their defense. So definitely more so kind of favors the Falcons when it comes to passing downs, both on offense and defense. So definitely kind of something interesting to kind of see what will happen because of this factor. Then, of course, you look at sack rates between the Falcons offense and Panthers defense, where the Panthers defense is favored in terms of second and third down. So I do believe the Panthers should have some success sacking the quarterback and making plays here. Then, of course, you get to the Panthers offense versus Falcons defense, where the Panthers are favored in terms of third down situations, but it's actually a little bit more even, because when you look at first down and second down, almost dead even on both those downs and distances. So this is definitely more so a toss-up, to say the least, between both these teams. And, of course, we get to interception ratio between the Falcons offense and Panthers defense, where the Falcons are favored on second and third down. So a little bit less likely that the Falcons throw a pick in this game. And then finally, we get to the Panthers offense versus Falcons defense in terms of interception ratio, where the Panthers are favored on first, second, and third down. So for them as well, very kind of unlikely that interceptions or that kind of thing will happen as well. So overall, general thoughts and feelings about this particular matchup. I honestly think it could go either way. This is a game that is going to be played at home for Atlanta. And when you look at all the other sort of factors here, when you look at the passing offense advantages in terms of micro matchups, you look at the fact that the Falcons do have a significantly better offense, and that's been the one thing that's been carrying this team throughout the season. Is their defense has been atrocious, but their offense has been able to kind of keep them alive and keep them going. And whereas the Panthers have been kind of the opposite, their offense has been inconsistent, to say the least, and then their defense has been good in some areas, but not necessarily exceptional in others. But overall, honestly, I think I'm going to go for Falcons victory here. I think because it's at home, because the Falcons offense has a lot of advantages, compared to the Panthers, that I just think the Panthers will slip up somewhere. So this is definitely going to be a fun and interesting game. But I just think overall, when you look at all the factors, you look at all the information, I just think that even though the data does favor the Falcons, because that's the one thing I want to make, well, not the Falcons, but the Panthers, just to make that clear, is that the Panthers are favored in this game based on data. But even despite that, I still think the Falcons will probably win just because they have the better offense. They're at home, and I just think it's just kind of a more likely result when you look at the overall information. But let me know in the comments section below, who do you believe is going to win this football game? And of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know. Hit that notification button so that you're always notified when another video of mine drops. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.